to another episode of the Self-Development with Tactics podcast. And as you can see in the background, we are once again going through the Huberman Lab newsletter. So there you can see also like the different ones. I already went through 2 of them, but today we'll talk about the workspace and optimizing your workspace. According to Huberman and probably a lot of different studies, every single time, all the podcasts, all the articles as well at this point, I think, and also the newsletter, of course, is well researched. I mean, he is teaching at Stanford, so it's no wonder. But yeah, let's have a look on 5 science-based steps to improve your workspace. Should be fine. Yes, it's actually really fine. Regardless of where we work, at home, in an office, in cafes or elsewhere, we can all do a few simple things to our work environment to optimize our productivity. Below is a short list of the most effective things, none of which require purchasing any products or equipment. I do think though that there might be some really useful pieces of equipment and or just other things that you could be doing to improve your work life/workplace. Below is a short list of the most effective things, none of which require purchasing, blah, 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 blah. Anyone can use these tools to, first, maintain alertness and focus longer. Second, improve posture and reduce pain, neck, back, pelvic floor, etc. And tap into specific states of mind, creativity, logic, etc. for the sake of work. Which really sounds good. Something really to mention is he's always selling the things very well. Like I think you know what I mean. He's selling it very well. Always pretty keyword friendly or keywordy terms and whatnot, which definitely is not is understandable. You know, he still has to have like people watching it, people searching for it, and so on and so forth. Many people favor standing desks. Others prefer... Why is it so laggy? Others prefer to sit. The data on this, yes, there are quality peer-reviewed studies on the matter. We discuss those and link to them in the Huberman Lab podcast episode on optimizing your workspace. Indicate that the best approach is both. It is best to arrange your desk and workplace so you can work sitting for some period of time, so 10 to 30 minutes or so for most people, and then shift to work standing for 10 to 30 minutes and then go back to sitting. Research also shows that it is a good idea to take a 5 to 15 minute stroll after every 45 minutes of work. You do not need to purchase a standing desk. A very accomplished academic, MD, PhD member of the National Academy of Sciences, colleague has maintained tremendous productivity for decades by simply placing a box and a few books on their desk to create a simple, effective sit-stand desk. I use a shallow angle drafting table and then move to a regular desk and back again approximately every 30 minutes. There is evidence that such a sit-stand approach can reduce neck and shoulder and back pain and even help augment some of the positive effects of exercise, which we should all be doing too, of course. As funny as it is, but when I was learning for my A-levels, I had kind of the same approach. I was standing for a time, I was sitting for a time, because I thought, well, I don't want to sit all day long, and there was nothing else for me to do than learning. So I thought, well, let's also stand for a couple of minutes until I actually get some back pain or till I feel tired and whatnot, and then I can sit down and just go ahead. And it really, really, really worked well for me. Like actually, just no decline in productivity or ability to learn and whatnot. Like really nice. Time it right. We are not the same person across different hours of the day, at least not neurochemically. I call this first part of our day, so 0 to 8 hours after waking up, phase 1. During this phase, the chemicals norepinephrine, cortisol, and dopamine are elevated in our brain and body. Alertness can be further heightened by sunlight, viewing, caffeine, and fasting. Phase 1 is ideal for analytical or hard work thinking and any work that you find particularly challenging. It isn't just about getting the most important stuff out of the way, it is also about leveraging your natural biology towards the best type of work for the biological state you are in. Phase 2 is 9 to 16 hours after waking. At this time, serotonin levels are relatively elevated, which lends itself to a somewhat more relaxed state of being, optimal for brainstorming and also creative work. Then phase 3, 17 to 24 hours after waking up, is when you should be asleep or try to sleep. During this phase, do not hard thinking or work unless, of course, you must, because of exams, deadlines and whatnot. Keep your environment dark or very dim and the room temperature low. Your body needs to drop in temperature to fall asleep and stay asleep. Place your screen and vision in the right location. There is a relationship between where we look and our level of alertness. When looking down towards the ground, neurons related to calm and sleepiness are activated. Looking up does the opposite. This might seem wild, but it makes sense based on the neural circuits that control looking up and or down. Standing and sitting up straight while looking at a screen or book that is elevated to slightly above eye level will generate maximal levels of alertness. To get your screen at or above eye level and not work while looking down at your screen may take a bit of configuring your workspace, but it is worth it for the benefits to your mind and work, which is really interesting. I just thought about how could I do that, but in the end it is like at eye level or above. Well, in the end it's going to be like some books on your fucking table and having your laptop or whatever using on there. Maybe even having a monitor a bit above eye level or on eye level, while having a laptop or notebook or whatever may regarding this not be too good. Gets the background sounds right for optimal work output. Some people like to work in silence, whereas others prefer noise. Some kinds of background noise are particularly good for our work output. Working with pink or brown noise in the background can be good for work bouts of up to 45 minutes, but not for work bouts that last hours. So use it from time to time. They are easy to find and zero cost on YouTube or in various apps. Just search for white, pink or brown noise. Binaural beats are a neat science-supported tool to place the brain into a better state for learning. As the name suggests, binaural beats consist of one sound frequency being played in one ear and a different one on the other ear. Beats around 40 Hz have been shown to increase a certain aspect of cognition, including creativity, and may reduce anxiety. The exact mechanisms are still under investigation, but the effects are impressive. I reviewed the data in detail here. 40 Hz binaural beats can be found in various apps, many of which are zero cost, and you can also Google for it. There are many sites. I have been using it, I've been trying it, but I've never ever felt that on one hand it gets me into a better meditative state or in a better work state. Period. Sometimes it may work or it may be good to just introduce the state and then maybe getting back into the state a bit easier. I would have to try that out, but yes. The cathedral effect, in which thinking becomes smaller, more focused on analytical processing when we are in small visual fields. The opposite is also true. In short, working in high ceiling spaces elicits aspect, thoughts and creativity, whereas working in low ceiling spaces promote detailed work, even relatively small differences, and so on. So the takeaway: consider using different locations, room, buildings, indoors or outdoors, to help access specific brain states and the types of work they favor. The conclusion is there are many ways to optimize your workspace, and of course people differ in their ability to tolerate clutter, noise, etc. Some people find they need silence early in the day and love to work to music in a later day, or vice versa. But these 5 tools are among the top science-based or science-supported ones that I believe people can benefit from experimenting with. So it is definitely something to keep an eye on, think about, and maybe also even try. But yeah, with that being said, I'm going to see you next time. So bye-bye.